I am Senevirathne. Title of our paper is Tadpoles as Dengue mosquito, Aedes aegypti egg predators. This study suggests that declining amphibian populations could lead to increase in mosquito-borne diseases in the world. Specifically, we show that dengue mosquito eggs, which act as vehicles to transmit dengue through seasons, are predated upon by 5 species of tadpoles that we tested. We also show that female mosquitoes are attracted to lay eggs in water that contain tadpoles, fulfilling the dual tasks of attracting mosquitoes to lay eggs and predating on those eggs. However, among vertebrates, mostly fish have been highlighted in biological control of mosquito larvae. But fish, especially when introduced, could cause ecological damage by becoming a threat to native organisms and are often found in isolated pools, tree holes, rock pools, ponds, and most ephemeral water bodies, ideal breeding grounds for mosquitoes. The transmission of dengue virus from tainted female mosquito to their eggs, termed transovarian transmission, and the resistance of the eggs to drought conditions make them excellent vehicles of disease propagation through seasons. Hence, effectively dealing with mosquito eggs is an integral part in both controlling the propagation of the disease through seasons and controlling the initial infected mosquito population size. Aedes aegypti tend to lay eggs in anthropogenic refuse like water-filled, discarded plastic containers, tires, etc. Frogs often do not lay eggs in such habitats. However, mosquitoes also lay eggs in ecologically sensitive natural sites, which are also used by frogs for breeding like tree holes, marshy areas, ponds, temporary pools which cannot be removed from the environment for their important ecological roles. In this study, we raised Aedes aegypti mosquitoes in the lab. We also collected and raised tadpoles of 5 species: Polypidatis cruciger, Bufomelana stictus, Ramonella obscura, Euphlyctus cyanophyctis, and Hoplobatrachus crassus. We did 4 experiments, the first 3 involving only the tadpoles of Polypidatis cruciger. First, the female egg-laying preference was examined. 4 containers had only normal tap water, another 4 consisted of water that previously had tadpoles, and the last 4 had water with 2 tadpoles in each container. This experiment was repeated 4 times with different sets of tadpoles. We saw that most eggs were laid in tadpole water instead of normal water, and least number of eggs were observed in water that had tadpoles during the experiment. We also observed that tadpoles do lay eggs in containers that had tadpoles during the experiment, and also that the tadpoles fed on eggs such laid. Hence, from these results, we interpret that mosquitoes are significantly attracted to tadpole water, and if tadpoles were present, they fed on those eggs. We did the second experiment to observe survivability and hatching patterns of mosquito eggs. We used 64 eggs from 25 female mosquitoes which were placed in 8 glass aquaria, of which 4 contained 4 tadpoles each. We provided an alternative food source to ensure so as not to force feed mosquito eggs to tadpoles if they were feeding on them. We saw that despite the presence of an equal number of eggs in each tank, the number of larvae hatching in tadpole-containing tanks was significantly less than in tanks that did not contain tadpoles, which suggested that tadpoles actively destroyed the eggs. During the next experiments, we made video recordings of Polypidatis cruciger and dissected a few tadpoles to analyze their gut contents after leaving them in a container with mosquito eggs for 3 hours. The video where the Polypidatis cruciger tadpoles fed on eggs and the dissections of tadpole guts indicate that active egg predation by tadpoles is the cause of egg destruction. With more than 7,000 species of frogs in the world, many of which are having free-living tadpoles that live in various water bodies that are not accessible to fish, living alongside many medically important mosquito species, the role of mosquito egg destruction of tadpoles must be significant. The authors of this paper are Bowatte, Perera, Senevirathne, Meegaskumbura, and Meegaskumbura. For videos on tadpole feeding on mosquito eggs, please visit www.frogsl.org.